the last time I actually got to speak to you was in Houston for the Royal Rumble. I believe we were one day removed from that banging main event with Imperium, and now the
Oh,
next
wow.
and now the next day we're talking. You're in the main event again, but this time it's a solo, right? Am I right in thinking this is your first solo match on a takeover?
Yeah, you were 100% correct.
And like, is that like a? Because there's going to be a lot of WWE fans that watch this, right? And just know you for Undisputed Era, I guess. But to the wider world, there's a lot of us that did see what happened in Ring of Honor, and there's a lot of us that do know about Wrestle Kingdom 11, right? So, how excited are you to kind of almost pull on those boots again?
Yeah, extremely excited. I've wanted some singles opportunities for a while. I mean, as wrestlers, we're always up for challenges, but for the betterment of the greater good of the Undisputed Era, me and Bobby were like, we'll do the tag thing. We've been tagging for a long time. We're successful at it. If we're going to get all the gold in this company, me and Bobby, let's tag. Adam, you be the best NXT champion this company's ever seen. Roderick Strong, you be the best North American champion this company's ever seen. So, we played those roles, and now I feel I've stumbled into this singles opportunity. So I'm going to make the most of it. Like you mentioned, I'm no stranger to single success, but I've also been able to juggle single success and tag team success. So going into Takeover, when I am the NXT champion, maybe Bobby and I will just lace up the boots again and go for the tag titles as well.
I mean, you mentioned stumbled into this opportunity. So is it something that, I guess, in passing down the years, you might have said to Triple H, actually, I would quite like to do that? Or is it really just manifested by, I don't want to call it chance, but is the opportunity just arisen and here we are?
I think so. I mean, a lot of things in this industry tend to be unexpected or short notice, and that we've always just kind of rolled with the punches. That said, I feel that these opportunities, they're few and far in between. And when they do come, you have to make the most of them. You got to fight with every ounce of your being. And the fact that I ended up winning that gauntlet eliminator was just as shocking to me as it was to the NXT universe. And going into Takeover, maybe I'll surprise a lot of people. Maybe I'll surprise myself if I'm able to finish Finn in under 30 seconds. But that said, I just got to make the most of this opportunity because you don't know when it'll happen again.
Well, as Triple H says, we had him on a call yesterday, and he was talking about how he feels like this match could be kind of a game changer in a lot of ways. And of course, there is a large part of the fan base that know what to expect. That they're tuning in because they know it's going to be such a high quality bout. Getting in there with Finn Balor, that must be something that, let's just say you could have pictured this opportunity however long ago. He must have been one of the guys that you would have loved to have had on the other side of the ring.
Absolutely. Finn's a guy that I've been a fan of for a long time. I've admired from afar. We've never had the chance to wrestle each other.
Wow.
We've always kind of just missed each other. Our careers have sort of just, like when I finally came to Japan, he'd left for NXT. When I came to NXT, he was gone to Raw. So the fact that this match is happening is one thing. Put it in the main event to Takeover for the NXT Championship. I mean, that's just that's the stuff dreams are made of right there. So I'm very happy. And to go about what you said about people expecting a good or a great match, I feel a great match is just a byproduct of Kyle O'Reilly stepping into the ring. I have no interest in a great match. I fully plan on finishing Finn as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm going to be hunting for submissions. If he thinks he's defending something, he's probably just a trap that's opening up a more susceptible body part. So that's how I'm looking at this match.
Well, I mean, byproduct's a good word. You can't help it that you're entertaining, Carl. You can't help it. One thing that we have read about recently, and I think it's very interesting with NXT TV, is kind of like the changing characters of the Undisputed Era and the dynamics within the four of you, and the tendencies, I guess, that are shown on the show. Mike Johnson is speculating that some will be babyface and some are heels or whatnot. And I think we said this back in January. Wouldn't there, for whatever the direction of Undisputed Era might be, surely there would be massive, massive money left on the table were you four not to go to the main roster together.
So what was the question?
the question is, do you think, well, I guess no matter what the plans would be for the Undisputed Era, is that still the goal, that you four want to get up there and you want to have those matches on the biggest stages possible?
For us, we've kind of been the flag bearers of NXT since coming into this company, and the NXT brand is something that we truly, genuinely believe in, and we're proud to be a part of. I know for me, I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to main event a Takeover, just as I'm thrilled to have an opportunity to be the opening match on NXT TV. It's just there's something about this place that is special. That said, I mean, we're team players, and we'll do whatever the powers that be think is best. We'll go anywhere. And that said, I think there's a lot of interesting matchups for the Undisputed Era on a Raw or a SmackDown, but we're interested in doing things together first and foremost, and just being the best possible group we can possibly be. So that if that is on NXT, I think the Golden Prophecy 2.0 is about to happen, and that's going to happen in NXT. So, who knows what the future holds, but I'm certainly happy where we're at.
And I think that's really interesting what you just said about NXT being a special place, because obviously the creative and whatnot and who you work with is different from NXT to the main roster. So do you think being in NXT is kind of a special part of Undisputed Era too?
Absolutely. You never know what'll happen outside of NXT or outside the company in general. So that said, we're being taken care of here, used well, in my opinion. And I certainly don't want to sacrifice that, because I feel we have a good thing going, and there's still so many good matchups in NXT for us. If I'm doing the singles thing now, that's just a whole other avenue to go down. So I think that's what's cool about it.
And as an Undisputed Era with your brothers and whatnot, if you won the title, it's one of them things where you were kind of supporting Adam Cole, but maybe when you're the champion, would you want to give your friends a shot? Or is it a case of they'd be helping you? How are we looking at that?
I don't think there's any sort of mentality amongst the Undisputed Era in that regard. Like when Adam Cole was champion, we respected that, and we were there to support him 100%. I think when I'm champion, it'll be no different.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to talk on, because you just talked about being in, NXT and all these fresh matchups, and because you've been like a staple of it for a few years now, and NXT kind of replenishes its stock every now and again, it does seem like you always get these new matches. And I've got a few here that I was a massive fan of. And I was actually there at the Royal Albert Hall when you dropped the titles to Mustache Mountain, right?
Oh, nice. Oh,
now,
what
man,
a reaction.
That was unbelievable. I don't have to tell you, man, like the roof literally felt like it came off.
Yeah.
Because no one expected it. Everyone kind of thought, oh, this is cool. We're getting, Undisputed Era, Mustache Mountain. But an actual title change was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
so rad.
And you had the classic as well after that, where I think one of them has to throw in the towel, and it's like, yeah, and you won the titles back. It was just a fantastic series of matches. Have you got anything you'd love to share on working those, with them two in those matches, and just, I guess, blowing the roof off Royal Albert Hall?
I think the night before, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we had a 6-man that involved Adam and Pete Dunne as well, right?
Yeah.
And working any combination of those 3 guys, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne, is, it's a night off in terms of easiness, because the matches are extremely hard and physical, but that's what I love about wrestling. And those guys certainly bring the thunder and in everything they do, and they're so entertaining and they're so good. And man, I've nothing but fond memories about those series of matches with those guys, because we did tear the roof off that place, and the reaction. Oh God, that's what I love about wrestling is to get a genuine response from a fan base like that, and that's why we do what we do. It's so freaking cool, man. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's just such a good memory.
I hold it dear, my friend. It's one of my when people ask me about my favorite events, just for that reaction and that moment, it's up there.
And Royal Albert Hall, just to perform in that venue was surreal, like just so cool.
I know, the aura was there, man. I think another one that I love, and many others did, is the Danny Burch, Only Lorcan match. And I think that was because maybe for that tag team, they didn't have like a load of steam coming in. So maybe it wasn't revered as some of the other tags you've had. But then by the end of that match, again, everyone was just like, wow. And I've spoken to Danny Burch about it. And he was like, he said that he went backstage and he was basically like, thank you for making me. Because he felt like it was, you know, a real breakout moment for him. Again, how proud of you were for that match, because it really turned heads when I don't think, with all due respect, on that particular takeover card that many people saw it coming.
Yeah, I think we were the opening match, and it was a hot Chicago crowd, and that certainly helps when they're into it. But yeah, I feel like Danny and Oni weren't looked at as legitimate contenders at that point, and we walked away from the match. We're like, okay, these guys are for real. These guys can go, and that's what you're trying to do as a wrestler, as a performer, is to elevate whomever you're in the ring with and to make your opponents. And that's why we do what we do. That's why we sell for each other. That's why we clobber each other. Like, that's just to make it as believable and as real and genuine as possible. And you felt it. I mean, walking away from that match, I was beat up. And that's because it was a physical match. And that's just how Roderick and I looked at wrestling. That's how those guys look at wrestling. And when you have 4 guys in a tag team setting that have similar philosophies about what wrestling should be, magic tends to happen.
Yeah, like I said, the formula was there. You know, and I think I've wondered about you as well, like without revealing your real name, but it's not O'Reilly. Why did you pick O'Reilly?
It's a family name.
Yeah, okay, so Irish heritage, or
yeah, Irish Scottish heritage, and it was like my grandmother's maiden name, O'Reilly, so kept it in the family.
Well, I mean, as you can see by my surname, I have an Irish heritage too. And if I was leaning towards Finn Balor, you've just clawed me back a little bit with the O'Reilly, you know? So, Carl, thank you so much.
He's just mad I'm more Irish than him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that is it. That's the whole root of the feud.
It has to be it, right?
I mean, I know I have to let you go, brother, because there's probably countless people waiting to talk to you. But thank you so much for giving Talk Sports some time today. And I look forward to Sunday, man. I know that even though you're not trying to meet my expectations, I know that you will.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the chat.